In this video, we'll be unboxing the brand new LCD display from Valcom. This is part of the new VIP-LD22 series, of which there are 3 models. There's this one, which is the VIP-LD221W, which is a wall mount version. There's also a VIP-LD221C, which is a ceiling mount, has different hardware and a different backplate, so it's slightly different from this one. And then there's also a VIP-LD222, which is the dual-sided that comes with both ceiling and wall mount hardware in the same box. On the side of the box, you'll see that there is a label with a QR code. That QR code leads you to the manual for this particular display. You can also find those on the Valcom website as well. Now let's open it up and take a look at what comes in the box. So if we take a look at what's inside the box, you'll notice that you have a couple of large foam blocks. This is the shipping box, so this is to keep the unit suspended on all sides away from that. Also in a very thick plastic to protect the screen, and there's also a cover on the screen that you'll have to peel off once you install it. You'll also notice that there is a spacer on the end. This is typically used for accessories like in the double-sided where there's a mount that is separate from the unit itself. However, on the single-sided wall mount unit, the back of the unit itself is the mount. So we'll take a look at that. First of all, we'll pull it out of the box. Once again, there are no unassembled parts. Everything that you need is within the unit when it ships. And if you turn it over and look at the back, you'll notice there's a pigtail so that you could program this on the bench without taking the back off. Once again, the back is the mount for the unit. We'll pull that off in just a second. First thing I want you to notice is there are a lot of holes in the back, so you have many different mounting choices. You also notice there's some slots in the middle here. This is so that you could either mount it on a single gang box or on a double gang box through these holes, and you have all these additional holes that you can use if you need those as well. Just like the double-sided unit, the actual mounting hardware to mount this plate that we're going to pull off here in a second to the wall is not included. And that's because each different application will probably require different hardware based on whether you're installing it in drywall or on concrete, or if it's new construction with a low voltage box already in there, or if you're using a rough-in box. So we gave you the flexibility to use whatever mounting hardware is best for your situation. So next we'll take the back off of the unit, which again is the mount for the unit itself. On the bottom of the unit, there are 3 screws that you'll need to remove. Let's do that. In addition to the 3 screw holes that you see in the bottom of the unit, there's also 2 pinholes. One of those is the microphone. The other one is the reset button for the unit, so you can get to it from the bottom once hung on the wall if need be. So if we set the unit down and gently pull up on the bottom and slide this out, you'll notice there are 2 tabs on the top of the main chassis of the unit. And we'll reach in here and unplug this pigtail. And then you'll notice on the wall mount portion, there are 2 slots. So when you mount this on the wall, those slots are there so that you can hang the unit. So let's take a look at what you'll find on the inside of the device. First of all, there's some MAC address labels. There's a permanent MAC address label and a removable MAC address label. There's also one on the outside of the box, and that's so that you can keep track of the location in the building where each of these devices resides, and record that in a number of different places for redundancy. Then you'll see there's an RJ45 connector, and that's for both the network drop and for power. This is a PoE++ device. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in the powering up and programming video, which is separate. The powering up and the programming is not exclusive to this device. All of our LCDs kind of follow the same protocol, so we're just going to do one video for that so you can watch that and you'll know how to program any of them. There's also removable screw terminals, and those are for things like call switches, line in, line out, relays. I'm going to put an overlay on the screen with the pinout, and that's also in the manual, so you can attach external devices as needed. Then there's also, you notice there's 2 speakers. It's a very capable loudspeaker, and there's 2 flashers. So it's essentially what you're getting is all of your OSHA requirements with one network drop, instead of having to install multiple devices. Again, there's no, as I mentioned in the unboxing, there's no unassembled parts. So everything that you need for the installation and programming this unit is in the actual unit itself, with the exception of the mounting hardware to affix the back plate or bracket to the wall. And let's go do that now. So here at our wall, we've already installed the mounting base. We've essentially used 4 drywall anchors and screws. Use the hardware that's appropriate for your particular application. Now all we have to do is take our network drop, connect it to our front assembly, set the front assembly's tabs into the slots at the top, and then secure it with the screws that we removed earlier. And that's it for the installation. Now we can power the unit up and start programming.